In today's video, I took 18 Stranger Things characters that are going to be in the final season, and I ranked them from least likely to die to most likely to die, and I gave a reason why they could die and why they could live for each character, and we're gonna go through the whole entire list, and I'm gonna go deep in depth, give you my reasonings, and hopefully, it doesn't get too controversial out here, but, we're 7 months away from Stranger Things 5, give or take a few weeks, and I'm trying to get the hype up as much as I possibly can, so we're gonna talk some Stranger Things 5 death predictions. Before we get into it, be sure to drop, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join my Discord down below where we talk Stranger Things pretty much every single day, and without further ado, let's get right into it. At number 18, I have Mike Wheeler. The reason why he could die that I have written down is the fact that it would hurt 11 and pull at her heartstrings. He's a group leader and he's sort of taken a step back in the role of that group. So maybe he steps it up in season 5 and sacrifices his life or I could see Mike planning a plan to take down Vecna and not telling anybody what needs to be done because he doesn't want them to know, but in reality, the plan was for him to sacrifice his life for everyone else to live. I could see Mike making a plan like that, and that's pretty much the only reason he would die in my book, is if he steps up as the group leader once again, makes a plan of where he would have to sacrifice himself for everyone to live, and then boom, he dies. Why he could live? Pretty simple. He's the group leader, he's a Wheeler, he's the main character with the kids. Very unlikely he dies. I have him at number 18. Number 17 and 16, I'm going to pair together because they have the same reasonings, in my opinion, of why they could potentially die. And it's Dustin Henderson and Lucas Sinclair. The reasons why they could live, I'll just get that out of the way. They're part of the main group of kids. I doubt they're gonna die just because of that reason right there. The reasons why they could die is because each of them are going through very emotional times, and Vecna tends to target emotionally weak people, at least in that, while they're emotionally weak. Not everybody's emotionally weak forever, but Dustin and Lucas right now are in very particular situations to where both of them happen to be in very emotional situations. Lucas's girlfriend's in a coma and almost died and had her bones snapped, so obviously that's very overwhelming, and he's probably going through a world of different emotions. And then Dustin, his best friend, just died because of alternate dimension bats attacking him, and he had to watch his friend die in his own arms, so obviously he's traumatized. So if Vecna wanted to target people that are emotionally weak, Dustin and Lucas would be two perfect people to go after, but I just don't think they're gonna die simply because they're part of the group of the core people who are in the first scene of the show, and I don't think the Duffers are going to let that happen. So not the first scene of the show, but the first scene after the intro of Netflix. You get what I'm saying. But I don't think they're gonna die. 17 is Dustin, 16 is Lucas. Number 15, I have Erica Sinclair. Reasons why she could die is she sacrifices her life for her brother. That's like the only reason only way I see her dying for sure. And she's also like a side character, so if they needed to kill off another side character, she could be one to kill off. Reasons why she could live is because she doesn't have like an insane role. She's always been this comedic character, and it doesn't seem like Erica would be the type of person to be in that much of danger to where she gets killed by Vecna. So that's the reasons why she could live. I highly doubt she dies. That's why she's at number 15. But yeah, Erica Sinclair, number 15. Number 14 and number 13 are also paired together. It's Robin Buckley and Vicki. Robin could die because she could sacrifice her life for either Vicki or for Steve, and it would be a pretty big death. I mean, at this point, Robin's arguably like a main character. So if she dies, it would be a big death, and she could sacrifice her life in a heroic moment for Steve or Vicki, in like a comedic heroic moment. I could see that happening for Robin. And then for Vicki, I think the only way she would die is to pull at Robin's heartstrings and make it like an emotional death with that. I just don't see a reason to kill off her, and I think these two are likely to live in season 5. So number 14 is Robin, number 13 is Vicki. At number 12, I have Holly Wheeler. I just don't think Holly Wheeler is going to be the Wheeler that's going to meet her fate in season 5. She just got recasted with Nell Fisher, so if the Duffers ever did want to do a spinoff with any characters from the storyline, which I know they already said they wouldn't, but if the off chance they did, Nell Fisher would be the perfect young actor to do that. So if she was killed off, she wouldn't be able to be in a spinoff. So for that reason, I think that'd be a good reason for her to live. Her death could be just an emotional death for the entire Wheeler family, and this, that, and the other. But I find it very unlikely because she's probably going to be the one that being kidnapped by Vecna, and I think there's another person who's going to be involved in that storyline who's more likely to die than her, and she'll be coming up. You guys already know who it is. I'm not going to say it, but you know who it is. So for that reasons, Holly's at 12. I really don't see her dying. So yeah, I mean, she could die, but I don't see her dying. I don't really have much else to say. At number 11, I have Nancy Wheeler. She's the main character in that love triangle, and she's also like a main character in the Duffers. Obviously have a hard time killing off main characters. There's so many reasons why she could live. I don't need to list them all. The way she could die is because Nancy Wheeler has been putting herself in scary situations the entire time the show has gone on. So maybe this time around she goes too far and she's the one who dies in that love triangle, and it's just emotional for everyone, and it's a really heartbreaking death and this, that, and the other. So for that reasons of her putting herself in danger, I could see her potentially dying, and that's why she's farther up than all the other characters. But once again, it's unlikely Nancy Wheeler dies in season 5. This next one might be surprising, but at number 10, I have Max Mayfield. I know that she's in a coma and she basically already did die, but I know for a fact the Duffers didn't have her survive that scenario just for her to die in season 5. So I think it's almost like a guarantee she doesn't die, but just for the fact that she's in a coma and she's in this insane situation with Vecna, I have to have her at least above, all the other characters I mentioned. So she breaks the top 10. Max Mayfield, the reason she could die is because she's already basically dead, and the reason she could live is because she survived a near-death experience, and I just don't see the Duffers pulling the trigger on that one. Number 9 and 8 are going to go together. It's Joyce Hopper and then Hopper, okay? Or Joyce Hopper. Joyce Byers and then Jim Hopper. So Joyce is number 9, Jim Hopper's number 8. Joyce could die by sacrificing her life for Will because of what all Will's been through, and maybe even Hopper because of what all Hopper's been through. But I don't see her dying because she's the mom of the show, and, peace with Joyce feels earned at this point because of what she's been through. So killing her off, I feel like would be crazy. And the same as Hopper. Hopper's already almost died like 2 times. The one in the tunnels where he was trapped down with the vines, and then in season 3 when he was by the gate getting opened by, whatever, you get what I'm saying, at the end of season 3. So Hopper's almost died. Joyce has witnessed both those times, and she's traumatized, and with what happened with Will and Bob Newby, she's been through so much. If they kill off Joyce and Hopper at this point, I don't even know what to say. Like, nobody's safe then. So Joyce and Hopper at 9 and 8. Notice how I haven't said any for sure deaths yet. Isn't that insane? And we're already to 9 and 8. So yeah, I don't think either of them are dying, but I do think their chances are higher than the characters I've already mentioned. Will Byers is number 7. That's pretty insane. Reasons why he could die is because he's linked with Vecna, and he's going to be the main focus point in season 5 according to the Duffers, so he could sacrifice his life in a pivotal moment to save everyone. Okay, that's the reason why he could die, and that's pretty obvious reasons. Reason he could live is because Will's already been through so freaking much. He's already so traumatized and all this stuff. Killing him now just feels like, wow, he went through all that just to die, It's sort of one of those situations. So Will Byers is number 7. I don't think he's gonna die either, but if he does die, I wouldn't be that surprised because they kind of set him up for a sacrifice at that point if he did die. So yeah, I could see him sacrifice himself, but I think it's more unlikely than not. At number 6, I have his brother, Jonathan Byers. The main reason I have Jonathan this high is just because he's a character in that love triangle, and if they wanted Nancy to end up with Steve, which they kind of hinted at in season 4, but then at the end they hinted at Jonathan and Nancy getting back together, so it's just all confusing. If Nancy would go off to Steve, and I could see Jonathan like sacrificing his life or whatever and dying. I don't see it happening though. I still don't see it happening. I think the next character, Steve, is more likely to die at number 5. So Jonathan at 6, Steve at 5. Steve is the perfect character to kill off and pull everyone's heartstrings, okay? I know he's a main character. I know he's beloved by literally everyone. Okay, I know literally nobody hates Steve Harrington that I know of. Steve Harrington is beloved by the entire Stranger Things community. It would be the perfect character to kill off because Nancy and Jonathan are most likely gonna stay together. And I could just see a scenario where Steve sees Nancy and Jonathan together, and they're in danger or whatever, and he's in like, he goes through flashbacks of like all this stuff, the bad stuff that he's done and all this stuff, and he just sacrifices his life for those two. I could see him doing that and pulling out literally everyone's heartstrings, or him sacrificing himself for Dustin, or for 11, which I think would be a unique twist, or for everyone. I think Steve should die. I think he could die. I think he might die. But we're at number 5, and I'm still saying it's unlikely Steve Harrington dies in season 5, which is just insane to say, but he's been set up to die all 4 seasons. I think they should pull the trigger in season 5, but that's just me. At number 4, I have 11. Why she could die is because she's the main character and could close the upside down from the inside, or just sacrifice her life for everyone, obviously. And also, I forgot to add someone on this list, so I'm gonna add in Callie right here with 11 at number 4. I literally just realized that on the fly. Here you go, live action. Callie and 11 both have powers both could sacrifice their lives. Reasons why 11 wouldn't die is because she's the main character of the show. She's the show's heartbeat. I don't think she should die. But the fact that, you know, she's been in all these situations and she's almost died 1,000 times and she loves all of her people and she doesn't want anybody to die and she wants to save the world, I could see her sacrificing her life 100%. And Callie's probably a little bit more likely to die if she does show up, because I could see Callie using her powers, saving everyone, while also sacrificing her life for 11. Or if Callie returns as a villain, 11 kills Callie, and that's a whole emotional moment as well. So I added in Callie there, didn't even have her on my list, that's my bad, but oh well. At number 3, we have Karen Wheeler. This is the Wheeler I was talking about, okay? If her daughter gets stolen by Vecna and kidnapped by Vecna, and Holly is in this scary situation, Karen's gonna get involved, and she's probably gonna die getting involved saving her daughter, is if I would have to guess. Because we know one of these characters has to die, or otherwise the entire show is pointless, in my opinion. So if Holly is in that scenario, I can 100% see Karen being like, I'm tired of being sidelined, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. And she's obviously a side character who, it wouldn't be that sad if she died, but maybe they could make it sad with all this emotional stuff. And maybe like with Mike and everything, I think they could make it pretty sad. They need to kill off someone, and if her daughter is in danger and she's just so tired of being sidelined and not knowing what's going on, I could see her just jumping full in and saving her daughter and sacrificing her life. I could see that happening 100%. Karen at number 3, I think it's very highly likely. And at number 2, we have Murray freaking Bowman. This is the perfect character. I think it's a guarantee, honestly. I'm gonna say this right now. I think it's a guarantee Murray Bowman dies. That's how far, I think it's 100% chance Murray Bowman dies. And I don't know, like I don't know that for a fact at all on everything, dude. I do not know that for a fact. But I think Murray's the perfect person to die because he's just this comedic character with no family ties, no connections whatsoever. They need to kill off someone. He's beloved by a lot of people. He could have the perfect comedic heroic death sacrifice for someone like Hopper or Joyce or whoever. And I think it would be awesome for the show, and it's a must. I think Murray is guaranteed to die in Stranger Things 5. I know that sounds crazy, but I really do think it's true. You know, the fact that he's a comedic character could spare him. That's the reason why I had, you know, he could live. But I mean, the arc of Murray Bowman just feels complete with a heroic comedic sacrifice of his life. I think Murray's going to die in season 5. It just has to happen, because who else is gonna die? I mean, seriously, I went through like 20 characters, like 15 characters where I said, I don't think they're gonna die. I don't think they're gonna die. I don't think they're gonna die. I think Murray Bowman's going to effing die because I said all the other 15 characters, whatever, aren't gonna die. So somebody has to die. Murray has to take the freaking fall here. I mean, there's a chance that only 2 people die, Karen and Murray. There's a chance that that happens. So that's why they're 2 and 3, because if not, then I don't know. I mean, it has, like, there has to be death involved because of what has been happening to the entire universe of Stranger Things in Hawkins, Indiana, and the threats that have been happening. Because if no one dies in the end, then it's just all pointless. Obviously, someone's gonna die because people have already died. Billy, Bob, Eddie, like, people have already died. You know, it's a scary situation. So obviously people are gonna die. And I think Murray Bowman, and honestly Karen Wheeler, I think both of them are probably a part of that. Karen a little less likely, Murray for sure. Murray's dying. Okay, that's just my prediction. And at number 1, this is kind of cheating because we all know, but it's gonna be Vecna. Vecna is going to die, whether 11 kills him, whether the group kills him, whether Callie kills him, whether he dies because of the mind flayer, whether Dr. Brenner returns from God knows where and kills him. Vecna's dying. He's not surviving this. He's dead. Henry Creel. Why he could live, a plot twist is literally the only reason. A plot twist of him, I don't even know. I don't even know why he would live or could live. Maybe he lives because 11 closes the upside down from the inside and they just leave it open-ended and we never know. But other than that, I mean, Vecna's dying 100%. So Vecna's number 1. That's 18 characters that are going to be in Stranger Things that I ranked from least likely to die to most likely to die. Hopefully I didn't miss any characters because I didn't watch Stranger Things recently as in within the past like 6 months. So hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but I don't think I did. I think I hit everyone. So let me know what you guys think about all these predictions. What is controversial that I said that I didn't know was controversial? What your theories are, your opinions, your concerns, and please suggest any new video ideas you want me to make about Stranger Things. I will make them, guys. I will make them. I just need help coming up with ideas. That's pretty much it. So comment down below video ideas. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.